hearty welcome to our online class, Class 8, Subject Science. Today we are going to see three different topics. One will be the carbon dioxide, global warming and acid rain. So now first let us see carbon dioxide. You all know what is meant by carbon dioxide, right? Generally human beings, we do inhale oxygen and we do exhale carbon dioxide. And do you know the chemical formula for carbon dioxide? Yes, it is CO2, where it will contain one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. So in case of carbon dioxide, one carbon atom will be attached with the two oxygen atoms, right? That is said to be CO2. Carbon dioxide is a chemical compound in which one carbon and two oxygen atoms are bonded together. It's a gas at room temperature and it is represented by formula CO2. Occurrence of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is present in the air to the extent of about 0.03% in volume. It is evolved by the plants and animals during respiration and it is produced during fermentation reactions also. Much of the naturally occurring CO2 is emitted from the magma through volcanoes. CO2 may also originate from the biodegradation of oil and gases, right? Human CO2 emissions upset the natural balance of the carbon cycle. Man-made CO2 in the atmosphere have increased global temperatures, which is warming the planet, while CO2 derived from fossil fuel is a very small component of the global carbon cycle. Now let us see the physical properties of carbon dioxide. So can you able to see the CO2 which is in the air? No, it is not possible. We can't able to segregate or we can't able to separate the presence of gases in the air. So carbon dioxide is a colorless and odorless gas. It is heavier than air and it does not support for combustion also. It is fairly soluble in water and it turns blue litmus into slightly a red one. So it is slightly acidic in nature. It can easily be liquefied under high pressure and it can also be solidified. This solid form of CO2 is called as dry ice, which undergoes sublimation, right? These are all the physical properties of carbon dioxide. So it is generally a colorless and odorless gas and it is heavier than air and it does not support for combustion. Do you know which gas will support for combustion? Yes, it is oxygen. Oxygen is the gas which do support for the combustion, while CO2 it does not support for the combustion. Now let us move into the chemical properties of carbon dioxide, right? So the chemical properties are combustibility, reaction with the metals, reaction with the sodium hydroxide and reaction with the lime water. These are all the chemical properties of carbon dioxide. So the first one will be the combustibility. So it is a non-combustible and not a supporter of combustion. And the second property is reaction with the metal. Lighter metals like sodium, potassium, calcium, they do combine with CO2 to form their corresponding carbonates, while magnesium gives its oxide and carbon. So if you see the chemical equations here, sodium will combine with the carbon dioxide to form sodium carbonate with the evolution of carbon also. Similarly, magnesium, it do combines with carbon dioxide to form magnesium oxide with the liberation of carbon. And now let us move into the third property of carbon dioxide, that is reaction with the sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is neutralized by carbon dioxide to form sodium carbonate and water. For example, sodium hydroxide is a basic one. Likewise, potassium hydroxide and then magnesium hydroxide, those are all which do contain hydroxide. They are all said to be the basic components, right? So base, that is sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, when they do combine with the carbon dioxide, they do form sodium carbonate with the liberation of water. And the fourth property is reaction with the lime water. When a limited amount of CO2 is passed through lime water, so do you know what is meant by lime water? Yes, it is calcium hydroxide. So when CO2 is passed into lime water, it turns into milky, and the main reason is due to the formation of insoluble calcium carbonate. So when lime water is treated or when it gets reacted with the CO2, it do forms calcium carbonate, and that is the main reason for the formation of Milky Way or Milky Formation. So these are all the chemical properties of carbon dioxide. One will be the combustibility, and the second one will be the reaction with the metal, where any metals, when they do combine with CO2 to form their corresponding carbonates. And the next one will be reaction with the sodium hydroxide, where CO2 will combine with any base to form their corresponding carbonates. And the fourth property will be the reaction with the lime water, where it do forms again carbonates, that is calcium hydroxide. When it combines with CO2, it forms calcium carbonate. And now let us move into the uses of carbon dioxide. CO2 is used to prepare soft drink or aerated drinks. Generally, you do drink soft drinks, and that do will contain carbon dioxide, and it is used in the fire extinguisher also. So during when fire occurs, we will be using the extinguishers, right? And those extinguisher, they are used by means of carbon dioxide only. So CO2 is also used in the fire extinguisher, and it is used in the manufacturing of sodium carbonate also. And then it is used along with the ammonia in the manufacture of fertilizers like urea. And CO2 can be used in the preservation of food grains and fruits also. These are all the uses of carbon dioxide, right? And now let us move into the next topic, that is greenhouse effect and global warming. And do you know, these are all the main criteria where Earth is involving a very huge effect, which will be caused due to the greenhouse effect and global warming. So in case of global warming, the solar radiation or the sunlight radiation is absorbed by the surface of the land and ocean. In turn, they release IR radiation, which is said to be infrared radiation. They release IR radiation or heat into the atmosphere. Certain gaseous molecules which are present in the atmosphere absorb those infrared rays, and they re-radiate the heat in all directions. Hence, these gases maintain the temperature of Earth's surface. The gases which absorb these radiations are said to be greenhouse gases, and the effect is said to be greenhouse effect. So the main greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, N2O, that is nitrous oxide, and then methane and CFC. CFC refers to chlorofluorocarbon. These are all the greenhouse gases, like for example CO2, nitrous oxide, methane and CFC. They are all said to be the greenhouse gases. The increase in the levels of these gases results in the gradual increase of temperature of the Earth's surface. The increased greenhouse effect is called due to increase in the air pollutants, and it results in the average increase of temperature of the atmosphere, and this is called as global warming. So the main reason for the global warming are due to the absorption of sunlight radiation and presence of gases like CO2, nitrous oxide, methane and CFC. The presence of those amount of greenhouse gases will lead to the formation of global warming also. And now the effects of global warming. The following are the effects of global warming: melting of the ice caps and then glaciers, increase in frequency of floods and soil erosion, and due to unseasonal rain condition, and loss of biodiversity due to extinction of coral reefs and other key species, spreading of waterborne and insect-borne disease. These are all the effects of global warming. When our earth or when our global gets warmed up, they will result in the formation of melting of ice cap and glaciers, increase in frequency of flood, loss of biodiversity, and spreading of waterborne disease also. And now let us see the preventive measures of these global warming. Reduction of using of fossil fuels, and then controlling deforestation. We should not cut the trees in the forest, or we have to improve the forest area, and we need to plant more trees which will avoid the global warming, or which will reduce the global warming. And we have to avoid, or we have to restrict the usage of CFC levels also. Reducing, reusing and recycling resource will also prevent the global warming. And now let us move into the last topic of our today's session, that is acid rain. Do you know what is meant by acid rain? So, do you know the pH value of our rainwater? Yes, it is 7. It is neutral in nature. It will be neither acidic and nor basic. And in case of acid rain are generally produced by the gases in the atmosphere, like sulfur dioxide and then nitrogen oxide gas also. They are all responsible for the causes of acid rain. Rainwater is actually the purest form of water. However, pollutants like oxides of nitrogen and sulfur in the air released by factories, by burning fossil fuels and eruption of volcanoes, dissolves in rainwater and form nitric acid and sulfuric acid, which adds up to the acidity of rainwater. Hence, it results in the formation of acid rain. So, gases like the oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, which are produced by companies and they are produced by the factories, and due to the burning of fossil fuels also, they'll be get accumulated in the atmosphere. And then when rain comes, so your rainwater will combine with the SO2 or NO2 gases, and they do form the acids like sulfuric acid and nitric acid, and which do results in the formation of acid rain. And now let us see effects of acid rain. Acid rain affects us in many ways. For example, it irritates our eyes and skins of human beings. It inhibits germination and growth of seedlings. It do change the fertility of the soil, destroy plants and aquatic life. It causes corrosion of many buildings, like even Taj Mahal. It do gets corrupted, or it do gets destroyed due to acid rain. So these are all the effects of acid rain. They do irritate eyes and skin of human beings. It inhibits the germination and growth of seedlings, and it changes the fertility of the soil, destroy plants and aquatic life, and it causes corrosion of many buildings also. So how can we prevent the acid rain? So we need to minimize the usage of fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, which we are using in our automobiles. So we need to minimize the usage of these fossil fuels, which will decrease the acid rain in our atmosphere. And we have to, by means of using the CNG, that is compressed natural gas, that is said to be methane. You know what is meant by CNG? It is nothing but the natural gas, and it is said to be the methane. We have to use the methane gas. And by means of using non-conventional source of energy, and by means of proper disposal of the industrial waste. These are all the ways with which we can easily reduce the acid rain in our atmosphere. So in our today's session, we have seen carbon dioxide, how does CO2 gets occurred in the atmosphere, and what are all the physical and chemical properties of carbon dioxide, and what are all the uses of carbon dioxide also. And we have seen what is meant by global warming and what are all the greenhouse gases, and we have seen how does acid rain occurs in our earth. So these are all the topics which we have seen in our today's session. Thank you, children.